So it's butterscotch cake today. So let's start. You would need 1.5 cups of plain flour or maida, half a cup of powdered sugar, 3/4 cup of milk, 1/3 cup of butter, a quarter of a cup of butterscotch crush, half a cup of condensed milk. You can even make this at home. Click the annotation to see how. 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of vinegar, 1 teaspoon of butterscotch essence, and 1.5 cups of salt. Take a idli or a pressure cooker and add the salt. Spread it well. Place a wire stand. Now I'm going to cover this and heat this up in medium flame. If you are using a pressure cooker, take out the whistle, and if you are using a idli cooker or a idli steamer, loosen the whistle as usual. So I'm going to cover this. To a large mixing bowl, I'm going to add in the butter. Next I'm going to add in our powdered sugar. Now take a whisk and whisk it really well. Once your mixture is creamy like this, add in your condensed milk. Now I'm going to mix it really well and whip for about 2 more minutes. On the other hand, take a mixing bowl and a sieve, add in your plain flour or maida, followed by the baking powder. Now I'm going to stir this really well and sieve this. Yes, we are not adding any baking soda right now because we are going to add that at the last. So our dry mixture is also sifted. This looks good. Now I'm going to add in my butterscotch essence and my butterscotch crush. Here I'm using a mix of butterscotch apple crush and butterscotch topping. You can also do that if you wish, or use a single variety. Now I'm going to whip this for about 2 more minutes. Butterscotch smells beautiful. So this wet mixture looks awesome. Now I'm going to add in half of our dry mixture. Just eyeball over it, don't need to be too precise. And about a quarter of a cup of milk, and give it a good mix around. Lovely. Now goes in the next batch along with another quarter cup of milk, and give it a good mix around. Looks like I was quite on the less side. Let me add about few more tablespoons of milk. So our cake batter looks awesome. Now we are going to do the last bit, but before that you make sure to grease a cake tin. Here I have a 7-inch spring form cake tin. You can use any 7-inch utensil, that is metal or aluminium. Grease that with little bit of butter, and I've applied a butter paper as well on the bottom to prevent it from sticking. So it's absolutely good. Now I'm going to add the cake batter to it, but before that take your vinegar and baking soda, and we are going to do the reaction over here, and goes in. Now this is what is going to make our cake super fluffy. Now no more delay, this goes into our cake tin. The perfect dropping consistency batter is what it is. Oh my god, this is heavy. So our cake batter is here. Now I'm going to give it a good tap around about 2 to 3 times. Now cake batter is ready. This goes into our cooker for about 35 minutes in medium to low flame. Make sure the flame is at medium to low, otherwise your cake will get burnt. You can also bake this in an electric oven at 180 degrees centigrade for 35 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. As always, try to keep it in the center. We don't want our cake to be slanted, but I always end up with that. So our cake is baked for about 35 minutes and is ready now. Looks heavenly. Now I'm going to keep this aside until it cools down. Then I'm going to pop this in the freezer for about 2 hours, and then we are going to decorate these. For the cream, you will need a few drops of lemon yellow color and about 1.5 teaspoons of butterscotch essence, as well as 2.5 cups of whipping cream. So let us start whipping it. So our whipping cream is whipped. Now I'm going to add in our butterscotch essence as well as a few drops of lemon color. You can also add in some powdered sugar if you wish to, but I am skipping today because our cake is already very sweet. Now good mix around. So our whipping cream is ready. Now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. Till then, let's slice our cake. So here I have my cake. I have taken out from the freezer just right now, and I have taken down the cake tin as well. Now I'm going to remove the butter paper. Now I'm going to take a serrated knife. You can use any long knife that is serrated like this and slice it to make the top leveled. So pretty fine it looks. Now I'm to mark where I want to make 3 slices. So about here. So this looks pretty fine. Now I'm to keep this aside and get everything together. So as usual, I'm going to take a wee bit of our whipped cream and place it in the center of our turntable and place my bottommost layer over here. Next comes in our sugar syrup. So I have taken about 2 tablespoons of sugar and about 2 tablespoons of water, mixed it really well together and added a few drops of our butterscotch essence for that extra kick and spread it really well over here. So in comes a dollop of our whipped cream. Now you can take a palette knife, a spatula or anything you have a long knife and spread it really well. Don't go too around the edges, otherwise it will come out. You can even add some fruity kick to it. So here I have some apple butterscotch crush, which will taste really good with this. Wait a minute, you might be thinking I can add the butterscotch crush to the cream as well and then whip it, but a little would not be enough, and if you add more to it, the cream would not be stable, and I have experienced that twice, that my cake slided off when I was making a butterscotch cake and added too much of crush to the cream. So it's a good idea to add some butterscotch crush over the layer of cream. That way you can get a good punch of butterscotch flavor and you will not make your cream unstable. So looks good. Comes in our next layer, followed by some sugar syrup, and I'm going to proceed by following the same method. So finally I'm going to do a crumb coat over to this. Crumb coat basically means a thin layer of cream which covers all the crumbs so that they do not show up in the final icing of the cake. So just take your spatula, palette knife or anything that you are using, a long knife, butter knife, anything, and cover the whole cake. So maybe we'll need some more here. So our cake is crumb coated really well. Now I'm going to plop this in the freezer for about 30 minutes and then we're going to do the final icing of the cake. Now we're going to ice the cake. So take some whipped cream and add a huge dollop of it on the top of the cake, and then we're going to spread it like so. You can take any palette knife, any butter knife, anything, and spread it like this. Make sure you use a turntable or a bowl and a plate. Turn it like this. It will be very easy like that. Now you can see all the excess on the edges. Now we're going to take that and spread it. Now we're going to take the excess and use that only. So keep on taking little bit of whipped cream and spreading it like so, covering all the gaps, all the edges and whatever is seeing behind. I'm going to take my offset spatula, keep it like this and smooth it down. So that took off the excess as well as it made it smooth. Now we're going to take it like this and like that. So the cake looks fine to me. Now I'm going to transfer this to our cake board. So just take any long knife, here I am using a palette knife, and insert it on the bottom of the cake and carefully pick it up and place it on the cake board. So before making any borders or any designs, I'm going to make a something like that over there. So this is some brittle or chicky. So that looks good. I'm going to take my piping bag with a star nozzle and the whipped cream and make a border. And I'm going to make some designs on top as well. So something like that. Now I'm going to take some peanuts and make a border of peanuts. Next up I have some caramelized sugar, which I have made some designs, just some random designs. So our butterscotch cake is absolutely ready and looks sparkling good. So I'm going to plop this in the refrigerator for about 4 to 5 hours and then we're going to slice it. Mamma mia, this is yummylicious. Do try this, I'm sure you'll love it. And by the way, I'm enjoying some cream and not the cake because the cake is all finished. So make sure you check out the recipe on our website cookingshuking.in. Till then, do subscribe to our YouTube channel because we upload twice a week, every Wednesday and Saturday. Thank you.